You're with Dave Smith, women and men. Men kind of surprised. I mean, maybe not surprise you, but surprise other people. Taking second in this race. First of all, what are your thoughts on? First, let's talk about being able to have this meet.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of being able to get?
I think it's awesome.
People here and run.
We have BYU and NAU and Southern Utah, Kansas. It's really good programs. Colorado's down here attached. Having the blue bloods of cross country out here running a meet that just because we want to, I think that's awesome. And there's no points here. None of that stuff's going on this year. It's just people want to get together and race. And so I really appreciate those schools. I mean, some of them went through hell to get down here. All the hoops they had to jump through to get cleared by their administrations, find a way to get down here. And I really appreciate them coming. I think it was a great day for the sport.
The guys really showed up. Again, a second place finish. What were your thoughts on the performance of your top 7 there?
Well, I'm a cross country coach, so I'm already looking at it thinking this is how we should have won, So I can look at it and think, it's good, but we came in thinking we had a shot to win. I think that was we were trying to run to win. We ran aggressively, which is not our normal kind of trademark. We ran really aggressively and almost pulled it off. I think we lost a little bit there in the last K. I think our kind of maybe lack of fitness showed up a little bit, but other than that, I'm pleased. I'm glad that for a bunch of young guys that we have, I think running against this kind of field can be intimidating, and it didn't seem to be the case. I think the guys went out there and mixed it up pretty well.
Isai out there individually, kind of in there to the very last minute. He's kind of been like on the map, off the map throughout his entire career at Oklahoma State. Well, what do you think of his performance here? I mean, he got second here at Cowboy Jamboree. Now top 5,
he's
6
here.
He's
got to get better. He's got some work to do, and he ran aggressively today. You can't fault him for that, but he led a lot. It's 25-mile-an-hour winds out here. He led a lot of the race. Maybe tactically he could have done things a little differently. It might not have changed the outcome, but at some point his tactics are going to change the outcome. So he's got to learn from that a little bit. See you guys. Hopefully we'll see you in March. You guys hang in there. You can make it. You'll get here. Just keep believing. You got to believe, guys. I believe in you. Yeah, I think he's got some work to do, and he's been a little bit dinged up here and there for his whole career, and so we've got to he's got to get out of that mindset and kind of be willing to train.
Overall, the team, Isai was up there up front. You put your top 4 there in front of NAU's like 3, I think.
Yeah.
So what do you think this team's capable of now that you're able to put together a performance here, beat BYU? When we're all back here, hopefully in March with 30 teams, what do you think this team can do on that day in March?
Well, I think between this race and Iowa State, running against Iowa State a couple weeks ago, the guys have faced, probably 20 or 30 of the guys that were in the top 50-ish or 60-ish in last year's national championship and mixed it up well with them. You lose a few, you win a few, but it's been really close with a few seconds either way. And so in my mind, we've got 4 or 5 guys that should be top 100 and probably several that could be top 40 if things go well. And I think, these guys are smart. They're going to go back and look at results. They know who they're running against, and they can do the math the same way. So, I think, like I said before, we're young. I'm glad the championship's in March because it gives some of these young guys another segment of time to go and just run and get some volume in that they haven't been able to do yet. Brian Shoppy, particularly, I think is really talented, but he's come from a really low mileage background, and we're just being very careful with him. So, give him an extra 3 or 4 months, I think is beneficial. I'm optimistic. We're still running for the win. We still think we can win the NCAA championships. Obviously, there's some really good teams out there, and no one's 100%. No one was the full team here. I think NAU and BYU are both missing a couple. When they come back, they'll be better, and I think we're kind of in the same boat. We can get a little better still.
Well, on the women's side, Taylor was up there with Whitney the majority of that race. What were your thoughts on her individually, and when will we see your other big runners and Molly and
Taylor Summers is running, but she's just she's not ready yet. We're getting her out there, as Kai told her. She needs to get out there and get back in the mindset of racing. But I think, for those two, Molly and Taylor Summers, we're waiting till March. For Taylor Rowe, this time last year she had a tough day. We were at regionals and she DNF'd, and it was hard on her, and she was a freshman and felt a lot of pressure. And I think after that race is, hey, if you have the kind of 1 year period I think you can have, you can make the same jump that that Bourne and Summers did last year. And they went from being in the 150 to 180 range to being top 20. You can do the same thing. And I think right now the way she's running against Kaylee Logue, the way she ran with Whitney, you know, she's starting to approach that top 40 range, and maybe by March she can be in the top 22. So really excited for her. She just really matured a lot as an athlete over the last 6-7 months.
Cool. What's next week? I guess you guys have Big 12s, and then...
Yeah, we had to try to go win a couple Big 12 titles, and the women are defending a title. We've never won back-to-back on the women's side, and the men, we won 9 in a row, and then, you know, we've lost 3 or 4 in a row. I can't remember now. So it's time to, you know, I think we've had that circled for a long time, and without the national championships coming 3 weeks later, man, all the energy and all that investment's coming to that weekend. And for us, for Texas, for Iowa State, all the other teams in the Big 12, I think we're all really dialed into that race. And I imagine it's going to be as competitive as this was today.
Cool. Well, best of luck in 2 weeks, and hopefully we're back here in March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right.